Quite often I get asked about words I heard when I was a baby that I didn't understand back then, but what it feels like to understand the memory of those words years later. Now, it's quite a complicated story because I would hear words being said around me pretty much from the day I was born. And at that time, of course, I didn't understand what they meant because I didn't have knowledge of any language in the world. So it was even harder trying to learn what words were and how to say them than it is learning a foreign language now, because I didn't have any linguistic experience of knowing a language to use as a guide to learn how to speak and understand that. And also, when I was a baby, I didn't have as much cognitive ability as I do now. So the hardest thing at first when I was learning how to talk was having the cognitive ability to group vocal sounds together to make words. And like most babies, I'd practiced vocal sounds pretty much from the day I was born, but the only words I was able to say less than a year later were words that had a repeated vocal sound like mama and dada, and they were of course words that were said to me most often when people were talking to me. Yet I did understand, I did hear, not that I understood, I did hear people have conversations around me in adult language, and of course I didn't understand what it all meant. But as I grew older, say from my toddler years and even through to this day, because we continue building our linguistic skills every year, not just in our childhood, but I'll hear words now or I'd hear words later which I understood, and then I'd think to myself, yes, that's what they meant when they told me that when I was 3 weeks or 3 months old. So yeah. And when I started doing that, it's amusing, and I'll end this with an amusing thing I said that Mum said to me as a 3-year-old. When I developed the ability to ask questions, I'd ask Mum, I'd say, what did it mean when you said this to me when I was a baby? And then Mum would say, why are you asking that now? And I said, oh, because I couldn't talk as a baby, but now I can ask you the question of what that meant when you said it. And then Mum said, I don't know, Becky, it's a long time ago. And that phrase I'd hear very often when I was 2 and 3, it was a long time ago. But once Mum said that to me when I was sat down on my bed at my grandparents' house, and Mum said, I don't know, Becky, that was a long time ago, talk about things that are happening now. And then I said to Mum, I said, but Mum, one day right now will be a long time ago. And Mum then smiled and said, yes, and you won't remember it. And now that's become a topic of amusement amongst myself and Mum and the rest of our family.